So we were just talking about family, couples, children. What about another side of a coin, another part of life of people who are living alone? Somebody asked that question. Any special recommendations around that?
It's a good time to remember that in times of normalcy where we have access to people as we need them, there has, for many people, always been this sense that happiness is found in other people. Happiness is found through relationships, through the joining with others. And to a certain extent, that is true. But something I think we all know that we don't necessarily have to deal with much of our lives is that the true sense of well-being and peace comes from having those things within yourself. And when you're in a time like this where you can't use the external forces to create your sense of self, this is an enormous opportunity for people. I'm working with a lot of my patients on this, who default to external validation from the world, from their job, from their interactions with people on the subway, whatever it is. When those things are not there, we have to find them within ourselves. It's providing a lot of clinical opportunity now for a lot of single people I work with, because it's a mountain to climb, to realize you have to do it through yourself. You have to do it through your own interests, your own drives, the things that matter to you, the things that you envision for yourself, hopefully once this is over, how life will change for you, how you will view things in a different way. But it really comes back to the term sense of self, which those of us who are living on our own right now really have to tap into in order to survive this time.
It makes me think also of the terms that are around us, the words of self-isolation, and that to remember that self-isolation does not have to mean isolating. We don't have to feel isolated. I like the term, as it happens, of sheltering in place, that we find shelter, that we're in place. Our shelter, what is the meaning of that word, and the experience of being sheltered? We're using self-care. I was listening to something the other day, and the phrase of "it's not about me, it's about us," in a framework and a mindset of "it's about us," can also help balance anxieties, can help us feel better.
There's also one other part of the anxiety that we haven't really addressed yet, which is that I don't hear much discussion about this, but I think whether we're aware of it or not, we're all living in a place right now in our minds where there's a sense that nothing must go wrong because there's no way to remedy most of the things. Things will break, things will run out, light bulbs will die, and will we be able to get new ones? Will there be light bulbs? There is this sense of, especially where goods are concerned right now, will I be able to access that? And that's an enormous real sense of anxiety because it does exist, but we're all dealing with it. It's something to remember we are all understanding across the world.
The whole idea of us is really like a world us, not just like us as in New
Right.
York City or New York State or the United States. It's the world us. I wanted to say about terminology. It really brings to my mind the difference between physical distancing and social distancing. And really what we're talking about is the importance of physical distancing, but staying socially close. Socially hanging out, no, that's physical closeness. We're talking about staying physically distant from each other, but really maintaining and enhancing our social closeness with others.
Thinking about things, everyday life activities, we're thinking of them as if almost for the first time going shopping. We're thinking about going shopping in a completely new and different way. And that in and of itself is jarring. It could include, is there going to be food on the shelves in the store? But we never think of that. We just go to the store and we shop. Now it's something different. It really throws us off.
And while that's very stressful and anxiety provoking, it's also an amazing thing because it means, again, it comes back to gratitude. There are things that, once we get past this time, I don't know that we'll ever look at things quite the same again. I remember being without heat for 2 weeks during Hurricane Sandy. I have never, ever complained about an apartment being too hot since that time. And that was years ago. You feel the heat in a different way when you lost it.